Hey everybody, it's Zach from Myshire Farm, and today we're going to start incubating process with the Nurture Right 360. I have a ton of customers that ask what we recommend as far as store-bought incubators go. And we kind of build our own or have the GQFs that are pretty expensive. They're for massive hatches. So we decided to buy this Nurture Right 360 off of Amazon. It's also in our Amazon store. And we are going to give you an honest review on it. So we will be putting eggs in 2 days, but it is always recommended, no matter what you hatch or what incubator you use, to run the incubator at least 48 hours in advance to make sure everything's running correctly. So we're going to unbox it and see what we think. So, okay, kind of weird, kind of different. That's it. All right. So we're gonna turn this. So there's a couple things I like so far. One is you can see through it. When we started way back in the day, we used those styrofoam incubators that you couldn't see in at all. So I do kind of like where you can see 360 degrees around. The other thing that I like is that the water that you can put in is right here, and there's two different options. So if you just want to fill one up, for example, you would fill A up and leave this little thing on B during incubation, and then during lockdown you could fill them both up to increase the humidity or whatever the case may be. So I kind of like that. This I kind of like. Typically you would want to close this and leave this closed during the incubation process, the first 14-15 days, and then maybe open it up halfway or maybe even all the way, I don't know yet, during lockdown. So that's kind of cool. Let's get the tape off of here. What happens when you don't have nails. Oh dear God. Got it. I win. Okay, kind of simple, but simple is good. We like that. Okay. So we'll put this back on and let's plug it in. Oh, the other thing that we're going to use is the Govee thermometer hydrometer. We really recommend these. These seem to be the best one that we've tried out. So we're going to be putting that in there for the first couple of days as well to be testing this. Put that right on top. And we're doing that just to make sure that everything is reading the same here and in here. So we've got this little thing that I already tore apart. Okay, so that makes sense to go here. And we've got another one on the back here. And there's a power supply and an egg turner at the very top. So I'm assuming they're going to go into there. This, I would assume, would be the egg turner spot. So we'll plug that into there. And this one goes here. And let's plug it in. Excellent. So we're going to set this to the percentages that I'm wanting, and we won't show you all that. You can read the instructions on that. We'll skip that boring part, and we will keep doing videos along the process about putting them in and things like that, giving you updates, and let's see how it goes. Hey everybody, so this is egg setting day for the Nurture Right 360 that we're doing. We collected 30 eggs from a new auction that we're going to be having on the website at the beginning of the year, so I'm excited about that. A couple things that we did notice here. So this that we talked about It does need to be closed during the incubation process, and it says to open during lockdown, so we will check that out. But I did say that we had the Govee in here, and the Govee was saying that this was reading a half a degree off. And I trust this Govee more than I trust the incubator. So we actually changed the temp on here. I will show you real quick. If you just hold the menu OK button down for 3 seconds, it'll start screaming at you. And then you can change it up or down. So we've changed it to 100 degrees, which is setting at 99.6 in here, which is good. We've got day 18. And that's just kind of a reminder that there's nothing you do with that. And then it says 23% humidity on here. There's 18% on the Govee, but we're gonna fill up some water in just a second. So next step is we're gonna take this off, and I am going to place the eggs in here. Now I did not get a quail egg rack. You can buy a couple of those on Etsy or possibly even Amazon. I'm not too sure. Since this is just an experiment, I wasn't too worried about it. Yeah, that's all right. Not bad. I'm liking the size of these new egg colors. That's pretty exciting. All right, so you could definitely fit 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44. You could easily fit 44 in here with the tray that it comes with. Pretty easy, but we're just gonna put 30 in, and we're gonna close this up. Yep, it's sealed. A couple things that we wanna check is, so again, back here is the power supply and the egg turner. We wanna make sure both of those are fully plugged in. And then making sure that the temp is right before we put the eggs in. It is obviously a little bit low right now, but that's because we have the lid off, so I'm not too worried about that. We've closed this all the way. The Govee is still in there. We'll be double checking that periodically. And then we kind of mentioned this at the very beginning, but this A and B, this is where you put the water in. And I was talking to George, and George really likes everything being on the outside. So if we want to stop the egg turner, we just unplug without having to open this up. If we want to do this, then we don't have to get inside. If we want to add water, we don't have to get inside. So everything is outside, which is very, very convenient. So I'm going to actually fill up I'm going to make a horrible mess here. Obviously, we don't do this very often. And I had to use my coffee cup. I'm liking that. We'll check it out a little bit. I like that. So we're gonna leave B on, the little B plastic thing. We're gonna leave that on till lockdown, and then that's when we're gonna increase the humidity significantly. We want it to be somewhere around 99.5 degrees during incubation and 45% humidity. At lockdown, we're gonna keep the temperature the same, but we're gonna bump up that humidity to about 75%. Oh, and there's one more thing that I wanted to show you in this part is there is an egg handler. We will be checking that out when we do that. Oh, that one's there we go. So there is a nice little egg handler on there. I don't know if I like it or not, but I like the feature anyway. So we'll check that out in 15 days. So stay tuned, and hopefully we get a great hatch. We'll see it. Hey everybody. All right, so it is lockdown day for the Nurture Right 360. So they should be hatching in the next couple of days. So there's a couple things that we noticed on here that we wanted to share with you. And then we are gonna candle, and then we'll give you the results. But typically, if I was ordering eggs in, I would not candle. I would just let them be. Some people really like to candle, and that is completely okay. but typically I like to let them be. But for this experience and experiment, we're going to candle and let you know what the difference is. We're also going to notice or let you know how it's like between the candler that automatically comes with it and the one that we recommend. So that'll be interesting as well. The two things that I noticed on here was one, this little opening. You're going to want to open that at lockdown. The reason for this opening here is because when the eggs start to hatch, they release carbon dioxide. So if you don't let that carbon dioxide out, the chicks will suffocate if you leave them in there too long. And definitely become weak. So definitely make sure at lockdown you want to open that up all the way. The other is I have this lid here, and we're going to place the lid of the incubator on top of that because the heating element is right on top. So if I put it on this wire, it's just going to keep heating up and heating up and heating up. And then when I put it back on, it's going to be like 106 degrees, and it's going to take a long time to get that temp down. So you kind of want to make sure you put it on a solid surface. And then we're going to open up this little bee here once I candle, and then we'll open that up and fill it up with water as well. So the next step is to candle. So we'll be right back. Hey everybody, so I'm candling and I'll give you the numbers in just a second, but I did want to show you the difference between the candling. So they've got this candler, which is nifty, and you can kind of see that this one's infertile or did not develop. And this one, you can't really tell. I mean, there's not much. So I want to show you the difference. So this is one on here. But then if I candle like that, I can definitely tell it's infertile. And then this one, I can't tell at all, but I can definitely tell that it's fertile. So I'm not a huge fan of the, it's a good idea that they have that, I'm just not a big fan of it. So that's why it's very, very important that if you are gonna candle, you definitely need a very good candler. We recommend the Incubator. It's on our website and the Amazon store. But I'll get the lights back on, give you the numbers, and finish it up. All right, so we just finished all the candling. I did open this up all the way. Remember, you definitely need to do that on the Nurture Right 360. I put 30 eggs in of something new that we'll be introducing on our website at the beginning of the year. And out of the 30 eggs, 29 were fertile. I had one dud. So the Nurture Right 360 is doing its job right now. I'm pretty excited about that. So that gives us a 97% fertility rate, and they all look like they were developing pretty well. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to take the bee off of the humidity, and we'll fill this up. And we're going to fill it up all the way. And we will see you in just a couple days. And hopefully we get 97% hatch rate. That'd be fantastic. So we'll see you in just a couple days, and wish us luck. Hey everybody, all right, so we're back and it is hatch day. So I'm very excited about it. So we're gonna move these over and count the hatch rate, and then we will give the total numbers and our total opinion on the Nurture Right 360. So we're actually going to be using a Dale's Quails brooder. This is in the playlist that I'll put in the description, but we've done a review on this as well. So the one thing that I'm very concerned about is when I open this lid, they're just going to fly everywhere as far as the Nurture Right 360 goes. So either you can just use, you know, a basket and just kind of put them in there, but what we're actually going to do is take the whole incubator, and we are just going to set it right into there, and then I will be able to open it up and they're not going to be flying everywhere. So let's see the numbers. All right. So we still got one breaking out now. I'll give that a little bit more, fill up the fill up the incubator, and then we're actually going to take this out. So again, this will be a new color that we'll be introducing fairly soon on the hatch. There's actually 2 more pipping, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to take the eggs out, and then we can do a number off of that. All right, so we'll put this back on. And that is still on. We're gonna put the feed and water in here. I'm going to close this up. I'm going to attach this on here. A lot of cords going on. And then Dale's Quail sends these for actually the bottom of the brooder, but we're actually going to put these on top to give them a little bit extra heat that it stays in there. And we put 30 in. And we now have 3, 4, 5, we've got 6 eggs left, but 2 of them are going to be out within the next couple of hours. So we'll count those real quick. The other 4 have not been pipping at all, so -4. What numbers is that, George? 83% hatch rate so far. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to fill up the waters again, increase the humidity, and try to get these babies to hatch. So we'll be right back. I'm going to get out of here because it's pretty loud in here, and we'll give you the overall review on the Nurture Right 360. Hey everybody, so we are back, and we are going to give you our final review on the Nurture Right 360. We just finished everything up, cleaned it, and we'll give you some pros, some cons, and what our recommendations are. So we'll start with the pros first. The pros are, I do like that it's see-through. I do like that you can see everything that's going on, so that's nice. I do like that everything is on the outside of it. We've mentioned this before, but I like that the water intake is from the outside. You don't have to open this up. I like that the power supply and the egg turner, you can just plug or unplug. I like that a lot. So really, there's no reason to open this thing at all. So I do like that a lot. And then the plastic is very, very easy to clean. The bottom of this, which I'm not going to be able to get out. There we go. The bottom of this was extremely, extremely dusty and dirty once our hatch ended. But again, it probably took me and George less than 10 minutes to clean this thing real quick. We didn't do that great of a job. So that was really nice. And then it was very quiet. Obviously we use a bunch of gigantors and things like that here, and it's always very, very loud. So this was extremely quiet, which was nice. And then we also had great results. We had a 97% fertility rate, 29 out of 30 eggs, and then we had 25 out of 30 hatch. And there still might be 1 or 2 that still hatch after that. So 83% hatch rate, 97% fertility rate. So those are all the pros. Now let's get to the cons. The cons are price per egg. So this is about the same cost as a couple other ones that we're going to be doing, such as the Hovebator, the Farm Innovator, the Little Giant, things like that. And those can hold 3 times as many eggs, if not more. So you're going to be spending quite a bit more per egg as far as the price point goes. So that's kind of a con. The candler is a nice idea if they would fix it. But again, we showed you the difference, so we really recommend you getting the Incubator candler. It does wonders. The escapability, obviously opening this up, it would be nice if it had sides on it. As you saw when I put it in there, as soon as I opened it up, they just flooded everywhere. So I wasn't a huge fan of that. That's something that you would definitely need to take into consideration. A couple of things that I wanted to show you is obviously the Incubator we recommend. This did run low for us. Now, yours could run high or whatever the case may be. We really recommend you get a reliable thermometer, hygrometer. We recommend the Govee. It's also in the Amazon store, but this does absolute wonders. But this did run a little bit low, so we had to switch the numbers out. And then we did check. We did not have any splay leg or anything like that, but I saw a couple signs of possible splay leg just because the bottom tray is plastic. So you might want to decide on getting like an easy liner, shelf liner for the kitchen, and lay that down. That will not affect the humidity, but it will give them better grip on their feet. So overall, I'm gonna have to recommend it just because we had great results from it. So those are the pros and cons. That's what we recommend. And I've got a big surprise. We are starting our next one. This is what you can buy at Tractor Supply, also on Amazon, or anywhere else really. But we're gonna try the Little Giant, and then we've got a couple other incubators that we're wanting to purchase and start on. And then when all that's done, we'll do a overall video and kind of rank them in order. But overall, I was actually pretty impressed with the Nurturite 360, and hopefully this helps. And stay tuned for better videos, so we'll see you soon.